I mentioned before that traffickers have rotations. They will go on tour to different cities with you throughout the whole country. They will take you to different events, gatherings. It's a rotation. Part of that rotation is going to different parties to match up with a suitor of sorts. There have been multiple A-list celebrities who I have met at these, even strip clubs. They go and they are in a different identity. Of course, they have a stripper name. Their hair is different. Sometimes they try to hide their accent, but there were two girls in particular that didn't hide who they were with me. One of them was singing one of her songs in my car with me, and it took that for me to be like, oh my God, it is you. You look like her, you sound like her, you sing like her, it is you. And under the circumstances, that was the least important thing to focus on. This one in particular, she had crossed paths with me at a strip club, and we talked about different clients, and you would go to discrete locations and they would test you. They would see if you were going to steal. They would see how good you were with fulfilling their needs. All the while, in this case, and in other cases that I was involved with, it would be an A-list celebrity or somebody who came through with all of this money and promised a way for you to get there too. This one girl, the one that I was singing in the car with, we got really close. And I was in my early 20s. I ended up with the guy that she had introduced me to, and I stayed connected with him for a while. She left. And I would end up seeing her years later, after I had been in hiding, after I thought that part of my life was over. COVID happened, and I was around different people, and that's another story. But I got trapped back into things, and I saw her for the first time in years. She explained to me that it's like a chess game and the world is your map. It's coordinated moves. Stuff that I already knew, but hearing her say it and explaining her part in it, like, I remember talking to one of my trauma therapists about this when I was at my safe house, and it was one of the few times where I opened up about specifics with him, involving other people. And I was like, I don't understand how somebody who has all of this money and all of these connections, like, she's on top of the world. Like, why is she a part of this? And I couldn't wrap my head around it. And I had a hard time even talking to my therapist, my trauma specialist about this. I didn't ever think that I was going to make these videos. And we were in a blackout phase. There was no time to be on social media. Like, we weren't, for safety reasons, for the location of the safe house, for triggering reasons, you know, seeing somebody who hurt you on TV or on the news. There's so many reasons why, but for the whole time I was there were only safe contacts that had to get approved, and they had to be family members that you were allowed to talk to. It was very, I mean, we couldn't even watch Disney movies, and obviously there's reasons behind all of that. Some Disney movies we could, but, you know, it didn't make sense to a lot of people there, and not everybody had a similar story where they were able, or where they were triggered by things. And I felt very alone about it, and I felt like I was the only person who was aware of these things. I don't know where I'm going with this video. I just, like I said, I just pray about things when they come up, and I ask God, like, what do I say? What do you want me to say? It's like a pulling on my heart to share these things, and it's very hard. I didn't want to make these videos. The first one that I posted, I made in the middle of the night because I was trying to sleep. I was upset because everybody was posting on X about things that were going on in Britain, and like, that stuff goes on here. The corruption with politicians and the sex trafficking with people who are supposed to be trusted, who are supposed to, are lawmakers, some of them. It's not everybody in any particular party, but there's not any area that comes to mind of life or career path that somebody is, I haven't met somebody involved with this in some shape or form. But that being said, there's also people who try to help me in a lot of different areas, walks of life. There was a politician who tried getting me to go to a safe house and get help, but I didn't believe that I could leave. I didn't believe that anybody saying they were going to help actually meant that they were going to help, because I had people pose as X, Y, and Z trying to help me, and it turned out that they were just trying to get me trapped in their entanglement of things. There was another A-list celebrity, and while I'm watching her music videos online and seeing, and the world is listening to her music everywhere on the radio, nobody had any idea that this particular person was broken in a back room at a party with a needle in her arm. And again, one of those instances, I'm like, I don't understand how this stuff works, because here you are on the screen, you know, looking like a supermodel, but I'm looking at you 40 pounds lighter, skin and bones, basically in a trap house. And that house was a politician's house, like side house, that, you know, they have properties everywhere, and like a secure neighborhood area. Sometimes there's even cops surveilling it, to like actual like sheriffs for that specific area. And it's not to bust the illegal activity, but to cover the houses that are doing it.